chomping at the bit. It is good to be back. It's been almost a week since our last visit. However, it's only a week to you. We have no such concerns, really, about it. Saul has wondered if these are, in a way, pre-recorded on our side, and he can just access them like shows on your televisions. He is amazed that they are all running about 22 to 25 minutes in length. He thinks that is quite extraordinary. And we would joke that that's all the time that we can spare per day. But he knows better, and so do you. There you are. Happy little face on the camera. We hope you are all doing well. We know some of you would say you are not doing well. But look on the bright side. You have found us, and we have found you. You see, I can't be all that bad. Now, there are some things that we would like to get off our chest regarding whether these are pre-recorded or off the cuff or controlled in a series of tidbits in 20-minute packages. In a way, this is very much an energy drainer or a requiring an amount of energy on Saul's part to connect and transmit and translate in a way. And he sometimes feels tired afterwards, but also excited that it happened at all again. That is him laughing, as usual. You should be used to it by now. When he laughs, or when we chuckle, he is finding something funny. However, he took quite a nap today. Therefore, we have determined that this recording, coming about an hour before he goes to work for the evening, won't be too much of a drain on the system. Are the messages pre-recorded and pre-packaged and all set for consumption, and consumption by you and transmission by him? We can see his point of how it could feel that way and look that way. There is only so much time on your side, on Saul's side, for transmission and setting up the camera and fit into his busy schedule. You would think he would want to go on and on for hours on end, especially at the beginning. And then maybe trail it off or take it down a bit. That would be an overload of the system, not only physically, but long term. We have encountered many times through transmitting that the host gets very excited and wants to do it all the time, affecting their social life, professional life, etc. It can go quickly off the cliff from there, as you can imagine. In most other cases, the partner gets bored. And in Saul's case, being an Aquarius, he can get bored very quickly with any one hobby. But he has already admitted this is no hobby, and he enjoys it more than any other venture or creative road he has traveled down and continues to travel down. The problem with the idea of it being prepackaged is that we would have them in order, and if anything came up, we would have to shuffle that order, rewrite the whole thing, put things in out of order. And that does not allow too much freedom. So although they are basically prepared in a way of what we would like to get across each time we have the opportunity, they are not prepackaged. And the time, length, coincidence, being no coincidence at all, has its value in the long term of keeping it interesting what will happen in the next episode. Many times we just enjoy being with you. We do it all the time. It might seem unnerving or disturbing or heresy to even use the word host. But Saul is hosting us over. If he had some tea, it would be perfect. But he prefers coffee. None of this, nor any joining or hosting of anyone goes without permission, which you have given in your unconscious states. So it is not an unwelcome intrusion, we assure you. And we assure you, we have intruded with all of you, whether you have been conscious of it or not. You, most of the time, request the intrusion for assistance, guidance, answers, help, smallest details, or big picture questions. And of course, we love to help. For we are you, and you are us. Before pushing record, Saul was imagining a situation where he's being interviewed by someone famous whom he didn't know. And they were on the attack. And Saul, via the connection, rattled this interviewer with a piece of information, not scandalous, but a piece of information the interviewer thought for sure only a handful of people in his life knew. And I had to cut the commercial and deal with it emotionally, wondering how in the world Saul would know that, or that we would know it. Before that, the interviewer was asking him, or us, if we considered ourselves God, or Saul considered himself God, or speaking for God, much in a very condescending tone and rude way, attacking way, trying to get the goods. And of course, we and Saul just laughed and stared at him. And we always laugh and stare when someone says that, or is blown away by that idea. For we are all God at different levels. It is the equivalent of your child asking you over and over if you are their parent, or your sibling one day just over and over asking you, are you my sibling? What makes you think you are my brother or sister or mother or father? Oblivious to the obvious. And an incredible reaction from said sibling or parent. Of course you're my child. Of course you're my brother or sister. We have been with each other since either one of us has been born. We've lived with each other all this time. Why are you asking me now? What makes me think that I am your sibling or parent? Of course I am, etc., etc. That is really the rub. But it is the game. To come here fresh, you have to forget everything, every time. or it wouldn't be much of a game. But realizing when you are going to your houses of worship and you are praising this separate God-like entity, creator entity, it's a shame. You should be celebrating each other at all times. It is a waste of your time to be glorifying a separate entity when it is everything. It is not just all around you. It is not just nature. Nature is included. The air is included. Space is included. Everything is everything. You, your family, your co-workers, strangers you meet and see. It is everything. You are everything. And everyone else. Everyone is God. Now, if you think about that a little while, and you get past the incredibleness of it, if you can. And even if you don't accept it, if you can imagine it being true, you can go one of two ways. From there, if you get there, you can say, as Saul has in the past, my God, humanity doesn't know what it's got and keeps fucking around. Or you can go, my God, humanity doesn't know what it's got. Let's try and convince them and show them without preaching. Let's show them what they can do, what they have innate. Each one playing a role. No one better than the other. All the same. Now, which option would you go for? Frustration, depression, anger, disgust, knowing that everyone and everything is God, as you would like to think of it. We are using God as a general term, so as not to offend any singular religious person or spiritual person. Would you prefer the frustration and the anger, or would you choose the hope, the energy, the love, the joy, the beauty? Which would you choose? For us, the decision is a no-brainer if you get the joke. For even Saul used to be the frustration of what humans do to each other and never seem to learn. Over and over and over. Terrible things, apparently, in an attempt to learn. It's a very slow learning process. You are all the light of the world. You are all that is. It is our role to remind you of who you are, who you were, and who you will be, no matter what you are doing right now, have done, or will do. Now that is quite an episode.